Good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome. I am Deeksha from Prudent Insurance Brokers. I would like to thank all of you for joining today's webinar session. Do you know how many glasses of water in a day is good for our body? We often miss to monitor it. Have you ever watched out the amount of salt intake in a day? Who doesn't enjoy munching those tasty, savory snacks all day long? Do you make sure not to hold your bladder for a very long time? These are the few things which make a lot of difference in making our kidneys healthy. So let's not forget that as we age, our kidneys also age and they demand more attention and care. Also, never let your illness define you, but always have your strength and success stories define you. We are joined today by Dr. Bharat Shah, Director and HOD Nephrology and Renal Transplant. He has been practicing for more than 3 decades and has been associated with some of the most prestigious hospitals in our country. He has done his clinical fellowship in nephrology from University of Cincinnati Medical Center and clinical research fellowship at New England Medical Center, Boston. He is president of Indian Society of Nephrology, West Zone, and General Secretary of Zonal Transplant Coordination Committee, Mumbai. Today, Dr. Shah will guide us on the need of early detection and ways by which we can prevent kidney-related problems. Without taking any more time of yours, I hand over the session to Dr. Bharat Shah. Over to you, Doctor.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you have had a nice lunch, but don't go to sleep. I will try to make this session interesting for you. You know, this year and every year on second Thursday of March, world celebrates World Kidney Day. And this is because the kidney problems are increasing at an alarming rate. And we want everyone to understand how to take care of the kidney. So this is what I will present to you today. And if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them after the completion of my talk. So see, this is the human body, and according to me, the most important or the most intelligent part in the human body is the brain, as you all know. But when it comes to rest of the body, I think it is the kidney which is the most important part. Because no matter how much you eat, no matter how much you drink, the kidney makes sure that the volume and composition of your body fluid remains constant. And this is all achieved wonderfully by the kidneys. Now, let us see where the kidneys are. Normally, the kidneys are located just near the lower part of the rib cage, and they are on the posterior part. In the front is the liver and the spleen, and at the back are the two kidneys. Now, these two kidneys perform the important function of removing the waste products from the body. You all have learned during your school the most important function performed by the kidneys. Now, how do they do this? So you have 10 lakh or 1 million functioning units in the kidney. You can see the red part is the filter of the kidney, and the yellow, what appears like a stethoscope, is the tube of this nephron. So this filter and the tube, they form a unit called as the nephron. The function of the filter is to throw out the waste products but retain all the important components of the blood. And then as the fluid passes down the tube, depending on the requirement, the amount of water and electrolytes will be reabsorbed, so that the amount of water in your body, the chemical concentration will remain the same. Now, with the way I explained to you what are the functions of the kidney. The most important function is to remove the waste products which are generated from the proteins that you eat. Nitrogenous waste products means proteins. Then, as I said, it maintains volume and chemical composition of body fluid. If you drink 10 liters of water, you will make 10 liters of urine. If you drink half a liter of water, your kidney will make sure that you pass only half a liter of urine, so that the amount of water in your body remains constant. Extremely intelligently done. If you take 20 grams of salt in a day, the kidney will make sure that that extra salt is thrown out. And if you don't take any salt, the kidney will make sure that no salt is lost in the urine. Now, everyone understands about these two important functions which are most important for survival. If these two functions are lost, a person cannot survive. But in addition to that, the kidneys perform other important functions. One extremely important function is to control the blood pressure. So one important message that all of you should take today is that if your blood pressure is high, you must get your kidneys checked whether they are okay or not. The commonest cause of high blood pressure amongst all the known causes is a kidney problem. And it is not uncommon for people to find out they have high blood pressure and they will be given medicines by the doctor. They will take for a few days and they will stop them because I have no problem. But this is a big mistake. If you have high blood pressure, please get your kidney function checked. In addition, kidney makes a substance which helps in formation of red blood cells, and that is your hemoglobin. The normal hemoglobin is 12 to 14 grams per deciliter. So if your kidneys are not working, no matter how many vitamins you take, how much of iron you take, your red blood cells will not form and your hemoglobin will remain low. So if someone continues to have low hemoglobin despite taking iron and vitamins, one must get the kidney function checked. Another important function is that vitamin D that is produced under our skin on exposure to sunlight, or vitamin D that we take in the food, doesn't work unless it is activated by the kidney. And therefore, if your kidneys are weak, your bones will become weak and people will get bone pain, low back pain, and other problems related to the bone. So not many people are aware that kidney performs so many important functions. Now, how do kidneys get damaged? There are two ways in which kidneys can get damaged. Suddenly, and if they get suddenly damaged, we use the term acute kidney injury. Acute means what has happened in a short time. Usually, this acute kidney injury is due to a known cause. We treat the cause and that will improve. The other type of kidney damage is one where there is a slowly progressing kidney damage, and this kidney damage is permanent. It is not reversible. So when you have a slowly progressing kidney damage, it is called as chronic kidney disease. Chronic kidney disease cannot reverse. It will always be slowly progressing, and eventually a stage can come when entire kidney function may be lost. Now let us look at acute kidney injury. As I said, in acute kidney injury, the cause is known, and if we promptly identify the cause and treat, there will be a complete recovery. Let me give you one example. You have eaten outside, you now develop food poisoning, severe vomiting, loose motions, you get dehydrated. When you are dehydrated, the blood pressure drops, kidney does not get blood supply, and the kidney also gets damaged. Now you correct the dehydration. Further injury to the kidney will stop. Now, if the injury to the kidney is severe, it may take some time for the kidney to recover. And during this period, you may need dialysis support. But you have corrected the cause. After some time, the kidney will recover And once the kidney recovers, your dialysis will stop. Many people get confused about this. There are people who develop chronic kidney disease who slowly, steadily keep losing kidney function, complete kidney failure. Now they go on dialysis. For them, dialysis will be required lifelong because it is a permanent, irreversible kidney injury. But in acute kidney injury, if you need dialysis, it will be temporary and soon you will discontinue dialysis. So what happens? Many times people say, my neighbor had a kidney problem, he was on dialysis and he went to this doctor and his dialysis stopped. But they don't understand that the two problems are different. They will advise a person who has chronic kidney disease also to go to that doctor. But in that case, the dialysis will not stop. So now is chronic kidney disease, a slow and steady decline in kidney function. And this is because the cause cannot be treated. For example, if you have diabetes, it is generally not possible to reverse diabetes. You try and take medicines, control your sugars, but that is never like normal. And therefore, when you develop diabetes-related kidney disease, it will continue to progress. In some cases, we don't know what causes kidney disease, and therefore you cannot eliminate the cause, and therefore the kidney disease will keep progressing. So let's look at what are the common causes of chronic kidney disease. The most common causes of chronic kidney disease are diabetes and high blood pressure. In almost 50 to 60% of cases in our practice today, diabetes and high blood pressure are the causes. In about 20% of the cases, it is the filters of the kidney which get damaged, usually by an autoimmune disease process. You can treat that. If you pick it up early, you can treat that. In about, am I audible to everyone? Am I audible?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, okay, fine. If you have a hereditary kidney disease, the problem is in the genes, so you may not be able to eliminate them. But a kidney problem due to stones, painkiller medicines, many times, particularly those who are overweight, obese, they get arthritis of the knee joints. The doctor may prescribe a painkiller for a week, but they keep on taking painkillers every day. And these painkillers can be damaging to the kidneys. Sometimes you take medicines about which you do not know. Everyone thinks it's a concept everywhere that allopathic medicines have a lot of side effects, whereas alternative therapy has no side effects. It is never harmful. Now, this is a completely wrong concept. There is nothing in this world which has only beneficial effects. Everything will have effects and side effects. So when you take unknown medicines, those medicines themselves can be damaging to the kidney. So one should never take any unknown medicine. At least when you take a known medicine, you can check on Google what is its content, what is its effects, what are its side effects. After being so educated, how can you take a powder just because you are told that this is an alternative therapy? That's the biggest mistake many people make. And that itself contributes in some cases to worsening of kidney function. In about 20% of the cases, we do not know what the cause of kidney disease is. We cannot treat them, but we try whatever are the complications of kidney disease. In case of diabetes and high blood pressure, with proper control, one can prevent chronic kidney disease. But once chronic kidney disease develops, it just cannot be reversed. So if you take care of your diabetes right from the beginning, and this is what everyone misses. Why? Because they have no symptoms. And because they have no symptoms, they don't take care about controlling the blood sugar, controlling the blood pressure. That remains very high, and over a period of years, it causes kidney disease. And once the kidney disease has developed, there is no way of reversing it. one simple test which tells you your kidney function. I am not sure those who are not those who do not have any family member may not with a kidney problem may not be aware, but there is a blood test which is called as creatinine. Normally the creatinine is 1. When the kidney function goes down, it starts rising. So in chronic kidney disease, from 1 it will become 2, then it will become 3, then it will become 4, then it will become 5. It will keep on rising. So what I was saying was that once you have kidneys affected by diabetes, it is a progressive rise in creatinine, which means drop in kidney function, and eventually the kidneys will fail. With good control, however, the rate at which the kidney function is going down can be slowed down. So diabetes and blood pressure control is extremely important for preventing the development of chronic kidney disease. And if you develop chronic kidney disease, to slow down the rate at which the kidney function is going down. Even more important than that is that you can prevent diabetes and high blood pressure. Just because your parents have diabetes, it does not mean that you will have to have diabetes. Yes, if one parent has diabetes, there is a 30% chance of child developing diabetes. If two parents have diabetes, there is a 65% chance. But if you take care of your diet, if you do regular exercise, you will fall into 35% and not into 65% developing diabetes. So diabetes and high blood pressure are preventable by a good healthy lifestyle, and a healthy lifestyle means not indulging in foods which are high in calories and doing regular exercise. With good control, as I said, you can, even if you develop diabetes and blood pressure, you can prevent developing kidney disease. And if you develop kidney disease, you can slow down the rate at which the kidney function is going down. So I want to stress for all your group that there are 3 factors which play an important role in affecting the health of our body. That is obesity, being overweight. Obesity increases the risk of diabetes and high blood pressure. So once you develop obesity and then you develop diabetes and then you develop high blood pressure, it's a bad combination. It will affect not only your kidneys, it will affect your heart, it will affect your brain, it can cause gangrene, it will affect all your body. So these 3 things I would like to stress upon. Try and prevent obesity, try and prevent diabetes, and try and prevent high blood pressure. And if you develop them, try and control them so well that you don't develop the complication. So good control of obesity, diabetes, and high blood pressure can bring down the number of cases of chronic kidney disease by 50%. Avoiding unnecessary medicines and painkillers, controlling the stones can all go a long way in prevention of chronic kidney disease. And on the occasion of World Kidney Day, this is one message from all kidney doctors, including myself, that take care of your kidney. Keep your kidneys healthy. And if you take care of these 3 factors, obesity, diabetes, and high blood pressure, you can maintain your kidneys healthy. As I said, if you develop chronic kidney disease, it means it's a permanent injury. It is irreversible. In some people, even if there is an early chronic kidney disease, if you do not indulge in anything which can damage your kidney, it can remain stable for years, all your life. But what happens, one says, no, why is my kidney functionless? They resort to unnecessary medicine, and the kidney which could have remained stable then goes down and eventually kidney fails. So please do not use unnecessary medicines. You don't need vitamins, you get enough from your food. You don't need probiotics, you don't need unnecessary medications. Good balanced food is good enough. In others, there will be a progressive decline in kidney function and eventually the kidneys will fail. Now, if you have someone in whom the creatinine was 2 in 2012, it became 3 in 2013, it became 5 in 2015, you know that kidney is slowly and steadily worsening. So when the kidney function is less than 15% of normal, which is equal to a creatinine value of 6 to 7 milligrams per deciliter, one should start thinking that when my kidneys fail, what should be my replacement therapy? So, what is the available treatment option if your kidneys fail? There are only two options. Please understand that there are only two options: dialysis lifelong and kidney transplantation. This treatment is available only in major cities. It is not available in rural places, and you know about 70% of our Indian population is in rural areas. And at the same time, it is very expensive. And a large majority of our people cannot afford this. The result is that only 10 to 15% of people developing kidney disease can go for dialysis or transplant. You can imagine what happens to remaining 85%. And therefore, I keep stressing that please take care of your kidneys and try and maintain them in a healthy condition. In order to educate our people, we have every Wednesday a program, a virtual program at 1 p.m. It's on a Zoom platform, and one can just contact our Namda Kidney Foundation contact, ask for a Zoom link, download the Zoom application, and you can attend our kidney workshop. However, our kidney workshop will tell you more about how to take care of your damaged kidneys, because these are the people who now want to learn. Unfortunately, when your kidney function is normal, people just don't want to understand, don't want to hear. But these are the ones who can really benefit by keeping their kidneys healthy. But if your kidney function is decreased, you want to know how to take care, this is an excellent workshop to attend. And we also prepare you how to plan for renal replacement therapy if you are close to developing kidney failure. Now, I told you that there are only two options, transplant and dialysis. In the long run, transplant is far superior. It affords a more normal lifestyle. With dialysis, you have to go for dialysis 3 times in a week. It's a lot of time loss. There is an improved survival. Those with a successful transplant do well for many, many years. The survival on dialysis is shortened, and in the long run, dialysis is much more expensive as compared to transplant. So if one is fit to go for transplant, if kidney is the only problem, then one should consider going for transplant. Despite excellent results of kidney transplant, less than 5% of patients developing kidney failure are transplanted in our country due to non-availability of kidneys. And why are the kidneys not available? Because there is non-availability of donors. And therefore, I would like to slightly touch upon. We have, as I understand, it's a 1 hour meeting, but I would like to keep 10 minutes for question and answers. But I would want to touch upon at this stage about organ donation. Organ donation can save hundreds, thousands of lives. And this is one thing, our moral responsibility towards the society. Let me give you some examples. There was this man who was 52 years old. His kidney failed. We advised him transplant, but he was reluctant. He was finding it difficult to talk in the family. So I went and counseled the family. The sister came forward. He did transplant and he did extremely well. So it was organ donation which returned him to normal. Another young lady, kidneys failed in 2010. She was on dialysis. She didn't even know about transplants. In 2017, she learned she can register for cadaver donor transplant. Cadaver donor transplant means, in the first case, I gave you an example of a living person donating one kidney, but after one dies, one can donate all the organs. And this is the important message. So she registered for cadaver donor transplant. She was lucky to get kidney in 2020, and she is doing well and enjoying life with her young children. So why organ donation? Organ donation is to help all those with end-stage organ failure. Now, in the two cases I gave, there are millions of people who suffer from kidney failure, liver failure, heart failure, and lung failure. Well, those with kidney failure can go on dialysis, which is, of course, an inferior option than transplant. For those with liver, heart, and lung failure, transplant is the only hope for survival. And therefore, it is our moral duty that after we are gone, we pledge our organs and say that, please, after I am gone, please use my organs if that can help to save life of people whose organs have failed. And that's our moral responsibility. And see what organ donation can do. These are our patients who, after the transplant, got married. They had children. This young girl, she had such bad bone disease, and after transplant, she is back to normal, now about to get married. One of our president of our Narmada Kidney Foundation. This is chairman of Navneet Prakashan. We all read Navneet Digest during our school days. He had a kidney failure and he got a young 19-year-old young man died of a road traffic accident, and his kidney was donated to him and he did extremely well. Alonzo Mourning went on to become a basketball champion after going through kidney transplant. So organ donation is the biggest gift. You know why? Because it's a gift of life. You may have any amount of money you can buy, but life is one thing that you cannot buy. And therefore, organ donation is the biggest gift. You know of the Microsoft chairperson, Steve Jobs. He died of liver failure. And why? Because he could not get an organ. So this is possible only if the organs and tissues are donated. And how can one donate organs? One can donate while living, kidney or part of liver, but after death, you can donate by pledging to donate all your organs. So how can one donate after death? Now, every one of us understands that when the heart stops beating, one is dead, but not many people are aware that we are dead even when the brain is dead. So when someone has a bad road traffic accident, head injury, brain is dead, they are in ICU, supported on ventilator, the heart will still continue to beat and supply blood to all parts of the body. Eventually the heart will stop, but there is a window when all the parts of the body get blood supply, they are viable, we can take all those organs and use them for transplant. So one situation where the organs come most likely after death is brain death. With advances, and what causes brain death? Head injury or brain hemorrhage. Now, initially, this understanding of brain death was important because it meant that continuing someone on ventilator was of no use. It was a waste of resources. But then it was realized that organs of such people can be used to help those who are in need of the organs. So acceptance of brain death made it possible to perform heart and lung transplant, and it significantly increased liver and kidney transplant also. So the great development in the 60s and 70s and 80s was accepting brain death. With recent advances in controlled situation, even if the heart stops beating, if someone is in the hospital, one can immediately wheel in the patient to the OT and one can retrieve the organs, because then you are cutting down the time for which the blood supply has stopped. Why can you not use organs from someone whose heart has stopped beating and person has died at home? Because then all the organs will stop getting blood supply and they will die. So we need to identify cases of brain death in a majority of the cases to be able to donate our organs. And how can we pledge to donate? All that we need to do is sign these organ donor cards. In Mumbai, we have the Zonal Transplant Coordination Center. There is an email written over here and there is a website. You just need to go to the Zonal Transplant Coordination Center website, download this card, sign that when I am gone, I want to donate all my organs. Let it be known by your closest relatives so that when you are gone, they are the ones who consent. And when you are gone, they will consent to donate the organs and you can save many lives. Remember that we worship Lord Ganesha on all auspicious occasions. And Lord Ganesha survived because he got an organ when his head was accidentally cut off. It was Lord Ganesha and head transplant, this thought process which led eventually to the process of performing transplant in today's real life. And it is just because of Lord Ganesha that many people today are alive after transplantation. So our important message to all of you, don't take your organs to heaven, for God knows they are needed here. And then some people wondered what happens if we don't go to heaven. So we made another message that organ donation is a bridge to heaven. If you donate your organs, if you pledge to donate your organs, you will definitely go to heaven. Thank you.